Alrighty, good morning. Weight update, which won't be completely accurate because I've had some water already this morning, but I did use the facilities before I weighed myself, so I'll say plus or minus, I'll say mostly accurate. 176.6. So within, I'll say 1 to 2 pounds of that 175 mark, where I'm trying to maintain, and I feel that an acceptable, if I decided to have a cheat day, that if I shoot up to like the 178s, 179s, the next day, that is absolutely normal, absolutely fine. That within a day or two, I'll be back around those 175. So overall, the working out part does feel easier. Am I necessarily getting stronger? That's yet to be determined. We'll see what a few weeks brings. Technique wise, I had been doing conventional deadlift, but then I thought about it and I'm like, okay, if I'm doing more of a low bar sumo squat, which has a greater hip and hamstring focus, maybe I should switch back to sumo deadlifts so I can get some quad work as well. But I may play around with that later this week to see how, or the next time I deadlift, to see what feels better, because I also don't want to lose that back stability I've been gaining. So today we have lateral band / cable walkout, dips, and also reverse wrist curl. So with the lateral walkout, you want the anchor, I'll say about chest height or so. If you keep the handle close to your chest, that makes it easier. If you bring your arms out, that makes it harder. So with the length of band that I have, I'm going to be coming close to the camera there. I'm going to go further away from my chest to put a little more emphasis on shoulder stability. So start with a little tension and then walk out sideways. Alright, so I'm going closer towards the camera. Getting rid of all my tripping hazards. So I'm also trying to keep my fists like in a straight line with my sternum, that my hands don't drift over to my left pec or my right pec, just right in the middle. And it's nice because it is a full body workout. What's interesting to me is that I'm actually getting a lot of knee pull on the outer left knee. And again, I feel like my lateral side to side stability on my left side is not as strong as it could be, especially at my knee. But let's see if I go right. I'm not sure if that was 4 or 5, so I'm gonna do one more. Alrighty, so I am using a 50-pound cable. Admittedly, I'm only doing it with one band over two. But that's the joy of bands, is that the further I go away, the harder it becomes, versus with, like, you're gonna try this at the gym and you can just pick the plate, that weight stays consistent the whole way through. So we're going to bump the fan speed up a little bit in here. It's Maryland, folks. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and it's already 70, 75 degrees, something like that. So I'm going to try both sides. And this is, I could probably drop down to 40 pounds, but with how close I'm getting to the camera already, I'm going to stick with the 50 and see how that does for me. But alright, next set. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, take like a minute and a half break. So one of the difficulties I'm definitely having with this exercise is, well, first off, when your return should be at the similar speed as you're moving away from it. So it should take you a similar amount of time to come towards the camera and move back towards your anchor. Or you don't want to get pulled towards the anchor, but you also don't want to take like 15, twice as 3 times whatever as long to get to the anchor. One of the other issues I'm having here is my feet are slipping. This is a carpeted floor, so when I go to push off, my feet kind of slide across it a little bit. If I had shoes on, it'd be a different story. And so what I might do with this last set is make it a little bit of a drop set, that once I feel like I can't do as much out here, I'm going to pull that band in towards my chest and see how many more I can do. And what I'm also going to do is take a minute break in between sets to see how I feel after that, because I had just done it back to back for the first 2. And so that's where there's a lot of ways we can vary our workouts or influence how we feel after the workout or during the workout. And I don't know all of them, but increasing or decreasing rest breaks, increasing, the moment arm here is another. So lots of ways we can torture ourselves. So bringing my hands to my chest made that infinitely easier. So we're gonna take that about minute and a half break, and then from there I'll probably move into the dips and then follow it up with the reverse wrist curls. So again, can't remember where I heard it, but improvements in one plane of movement do influence other planes of movement as well. So again, I'm probably misquoting it, but it's something I do remember from one of the podcasts I listened to. It was like one of the greatest predictors of developing golf power, like speed with your golf swing, is the overhead squat. The more mobile and powerful you are in your overhead squat, the better golfer you are. And that's where, you would think that golf being this almost purely rotational sport, like you should train rotation. But that's where it kind of goes into, you need general balance in all the planes to be successful. You still need to work at what you're good at what you're best at, but you still need to be competent in those other planes. Ooh, that's right. So that's where I might advise pretty much any of you who have questions regarding like what's the best option for you in terms of improving X. I would say, like, I don't need you to be the winner in this event or this movement or this. I just need you to be competitive. All right, for example, there is a golfing method where, and I'm already forgetting the exact number, but you can break 80 in golf by not swinging a club. Well, like your maximum distance is 150 yards. And you can break 80 that way. So The course I looked up was Willow Springs, and I think they're a par 72. So in order to get 80, and it's a mostly 3 to 4 par course, or 3 to 4, par holes, whatever you want to call it. That, so if you do 80 over 14, that ends up being like 4.1. So you basically can bogey every hole on that golf course and still break 80. Right, so let's see, your 80 divided by 14, that's 40 over 7. So that's 40 over 7, so that becomes 7 with the remainder of 4. Or wait, is that good math? No, 5 with the remainder of 4. So, like, you can basically bogey every hole. You just need to be consistent in being able to hit a straight shot, playing the safe shot, versus like being good, excellent with your irons. You don't need to have a great driver. You just need to be good with you just need 2 things that you're good at: short game and knowing what your irons can hit. And I think that for anybody, myself included, if I could break 100 in golf and never swing my driver, that'd be amazing. Or was it? Or even like, let's say you're a competitor. If there's 5 events and you can place top 5 in 5 of those events, there's a very good chance you're going to win either the whole kit and caboodle or you're going to place. Versus if you try to elevate the things, like you try to be top 3 in all the events, it's like you may end up kind of displacing how good, like, your natural talents in an effort to be more average. So I'm not really sure where I was going with that one. Kind of maybe ignore me. All right, dips. I haven't done dips in a while, so we're gonna see how this feels. Whew. Whew. So I was so worried about keeping my shoulder blades down and back that I got more back work out of that set than I did chest work, which again isn't a bad thing. Part of me says that my legs will be my consistent strength. Oh, friend. And that my upper body will always be something that I have to kind of like touch up on or be more mindful on. But we'll see what happens. And I would like to see eventually where where I can go towards in regards to like athleticism. Once I hit some of my basic 5 lifting goals, like I want my bench to be 225, see if I can get my press to 135. Squat, I would love at least 3 plates. Row, I would want somewhere, I'll say in the high 180s to 225 to kind of balance out the bench. And then squat, again, like 280 to 315, somewhere in that ballpark. But then from there, working on vertical power stuff, horizontal power, whether it's body weight or weight-based, skipping, leaping, maybe throwing some Olympic style stuff, actually focusing a little more on my overall conditioning, that kind of thing. All right, now I definitely feel like my chest had worked after that said. So what else? I just like some of the body weight, like circus trick type stuff. Some, like, I'd love to be able to do a handstand. But you know, take it in bits by pieces. In terms of like maintaining your overall strength, you only need like to improve. Yeah, you need more, but once you hit that level that you want to hit, you need like 2 workouts a week to maintain. So that gives me another 5 days to do other stuff. And that's where like getting back into martial arts, maybe doing yoga, Pilates, that kind of thing, or varying up a little more what I do in my workouts, just so it's not always, lifting some sort of iron, like sprints, hills, jump rope, whether it's slow or fast, or doing tricks or anything like that. So I will say, I don't know if this will work for you, but I feel like it works better for me, that a lot of times they tell, pinch your shoulder blades, and this never felt particularly stable, versus when I feel like I'm trying to, originally I thought it was like trying to join the middle of the shoulder blades. Nah, you have these nubs right here, right at the bottom. You're trying to get those to touch. So it's more the bottom coming together so that you can press effectively. For me, seems to have been a better way to get my shoulder blades to stabilize over just like thinking about the middle. So it's more so the lower half. And doing that, we'll see if the camera picks it up anyways, is there's middle versus, so middle, how my chest looks, versus down. And to me, I feel like I get more chest up, so that when I get that pre-stretch, I can feel like my chest is doing more work. All right, last set. So that's where I do like a little funky thing here with my shoulders to get the stability before I start dipping. So what's interesting to me, I don't know if it's a trick of the light or whatever, but it seems like after I do these sets, there's so much blood in my chest muscles. Like everything else is kind of whitish. My chest turns like purple. So that's neat. Okay. Alright. Alright. Last thing I got is the reverse wrist curls. So we're gonna try and use this, the old kettlebell here, see if that works for us. And the answer is no. Because it kind of just rolls through my hand. So we're going to see if we can't use little Daisy here to make my life maybe a little easier. Okay, yeah, this feels good. So I've got the kettlebell at the end, and we curl up, looking to get that tension there. All right, work on that good posture. 9, 11, and 12, and that won't work. Or will it? All right, doing a quick experiment here, see if this works the way I want it to, or the way I'm hoping it works the way I want it to. So, hey, look at that. So I got one of the extra handles from my Vans. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, going back to that whole idea of if you want your grip to be stronger, you of course have to work your grip. However, you have a stronger grip when you pull your wrist back versus when you pull your wrist down or even forward. So, why do I know this when it comes to the spinal cord injury, or persons with a spinal cord injury? This is actually how they can grip things. So that's where if you take, like grab a pencil, all right, hold it there, pull your wrist back, try and pull that pencil out of your hand, and then curl it down, try and pull your pencil out of your hand. This, you'll be weaker here than you are here. So if you want your grip to be strong, yeah, you have to work in this neutral position for most exercises. But, which is going to get that big forearm muscle, this big forearm muscle here to work. But you do need to have that little bit of balance going back the other way. So your primary focus is the front of the arm, but you still need to work the back. Will only working the back get you a stronger grip? Potentially. But we don't really work too much in this position as much we work in this, and that's where you need a little more balance. You still need to specialize, but work into that balance. Eight. goes that idea. Almost lost a toe. And the instructions say do not drop the kettlebell. So, back to only Daisy. Let's see here. I'll do something like this. And feed this through here. All right. Maybe we're gonna try this again. All right, here we go. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11. So one of the issues I have with using just the handle, or using these handles, is that it is the handle rolls around the strap. So I'm still getting good forearm work from it. I would just rather have the handle stay firm, secure, not rolling rather than rolling. But gotta work with what I got. Some workout is better than no workout. And I'm probably getting a little bit, as I hold right here at this level plane, I'm getting a little bit of an isometric contraction to prevent my wrist from dropping. So I'm still getting the movement. I'm gonna see if I can actually get a full range of motion, so like it looks like this full knock now. So all the way up and then knock. Ooh. So, try to reset my posture like mid-set there. So, we're gonna go back to the left side for this final set and see if just how it feels just getting the posture set right out of the gate. So here we go, good posture, chest puffed up. All right, so total workout time of about 36 minutes after I finished chatting. So, the hardest exercise today was probably, to me, the lat walkout because of the full body demand, followed up by the dip and then the wrist curl. And that's where I kind of had like that most difficult, or very difficult, moderate difficulty, slight difficulty type workout again, where I'm not exhausting myself trying to do 3 hard things, but I'm giving myself a little bit of variety. Like, my forearms have worked. I can feel my core has worked. I can feel my chest has worked. And that way tomorrow, or the next day, I'm not so sore and so fatigued that I don't want to go to the gym. So, admittedly, here when I do my home workouts, it's more, what's the word? Rehab based, but it's still some strength involved, right? I'm not using heavy weights. The focus is on good form, good technique, more of these corrective type exercises, but we work with what we got. All right, this is actually something I wanted to try not too long ago. And it's the front squat hold, because what I'm curious about is improving my, getting a stretch in my Achilles with the front squat. So
high. And then I'm just holding it in this front squat, and I feel a great stretch in my Achilles. My feet are working hard to keep myself stable. And that's that. Not really sure how long I held that for, but I started to feel like I was losing that thoracic extension to maintain my chest high, so I called it. All right, 38 minutes, 312 calories, 131 heart rate right now, so all told, a good workout. The humidity is kicking in this room, so these summer workouts are gonna suck for a different reason. Anyways, till next time, folks, if you worked out with me, great. If you did your own thing, great. Regardless of who you are or where you are in your journey, keep going at it. I'm proud of you. Just do what you gotta do, and we'll see you next time.